guys, welcome to Josh and Kristie Stealing the Internet. I'm Kristie.
And I'm Josh.
And we got some Reddit stories for you today, so let's just jump right in and get to the first one. Am I the asshole for letting my kids loot my brother's house to prove a point?
Oh, I also have this one.
Do you?
So we're right off the bat, we're on the same page.
Okay, because I think this one is hilarious.
I think it is also pretty funny, but go ahead and read it.
Okay, my brother and his family came for a visit last month. My kids and I play with Lego, and we have fun leaving little dioramas around the house. Just silly stuff like a fight between Iron Man and Darth Vader on the Loot Flamma. It's just our way of leaving Easter eggs around the house. My nephew really liked them and decided to take a few home. We noticed they were missing and asked my brother to bring them back. He said that it was just kids being kids and that he would bring them back the next time we saw each other. I saw him for coffee and reminded him beforehand that I wanted all of our stuff back. He forgot to bring the toys. Okay, game on. We went over to his place for a barbecue. I told my kids that unless all of our stuff was returned to us when we got there, literally anything in the house was fair game.
This is my level of petty.
It totally is. I can see you doing this.
This is the solution to the problem is equal amounts of petty or more.
Yes. Like the godless barbarians they are, they went to town. When we left, I don't think there were any remotes, small electronics, or beer mugs left at his house. I actually had to sneak the dog back into the house before we left. And I would have just taken the dog. I'd been like, yes, this is our dog now. Hit him where it hurts.
I feel like the dog is, you wonder if the dog just wandered off, whereas like the beer mug didn't wander off.
True. Okay. I started getting calls on our way home. I ignored them. When we got home, I returned his calls. He said a bunch of stuff was missing from his house. I said I would check with the kids. He said that I fucking well knew what happened and that he wanted his shit back. I said I would box it up and return it the next time we saw each other, as long as we got our Lego back. He was at my house with Lego later that evening. He had even accidentally included stuff that wasn't ours. I returned it and his stuff. I told him that this is how we would be dealing with his kid in the future. He is pissed off that he had to make a special trip to return my stuff. My parents think that there is a huge difference between an 8-year-old taking Lego minifigurines and a couple of teenagers pillaging their uncle's house. Am I the asshole? I'm going with no. This is, like you said, this is levels of petty that I can get down with.
I mean, it's a sibling too. Like you can,
yeah,
you can pillage your sibling's house.
Also, like 8 years old is old enough to know that you can't just take something from someone's house because you like it. Like, the brother was not parenting his 8-year-old.
Right.
And, like, didn't think it was a big deal. Like, return the stuff, it's not yours. So yeah, I feel like he gave him a chance to return it, so.
Yeah, that's you teach them the lesson in the way siblings have to, right?
Mm-hmm. So I'm going with not the asshole, and I love that story. So.
Yeah, not the asshole, I agree. I think that he did have an opportunity while they were at the barbecue to just be like, hey, can we grab those Legos?
Well, he did.
Yeah. I wonder if he was just like sitting there like, steepling his fingers like he's not going to remember the Legos again. This isn't important to him, but it is to me. All
right. You want to go to the next story?
Sure, yeah. We're just going to go fast through them.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for letting my chronically late wife miss an event she was looking forward to by not rushing her because I wanted her to face consequences?
You're chronically late.
I am.
I feel like I'm going to go not the asshole because it's really annoying when you're chronically late. I'm like, you got to teach him a lesson at some point.
In my defense, I still end up done before you just because you want to do one last touch-up after I'm done.
I'm just waiting to put my shoes on until you're ready to go. I'm not wearing my shoes, which are not comfy, until you are ready to walk out the door.
My wife, 32 female, and I, 31 male, have been together for 5 years. I'm fed up with my wife's chronic lateness to many things. It's really annoying and grates on my nerves. To her, it seems like no big deal because I always manage to rush her by telling her the time of an event 45 minutes earlier. She's never noticed earlier because she's too caught up with herself, constantly taking photos. That's the reason she's always late. She has a decent following on Instagram, and is looking to grow as a content creator. I find it really silly how she turns everything we do into a photo session, and at this point, I've stopped agreeing to take her photos altogether. We've had several conversations about this. I've told her that it's mentally exhausting for me to always have to stay on top of making sure we both get ready according to plan, but she never really does anything to address it. This time I wanted her to experience the consequences of her actions. This month alone, we've been embarrassingly late to events 2 times, and this time was the first she realized I hadn't been honest about the timing because I used to give her an ETA 40 minutes earlier. A week ago, I told her I wouldn't be doing that anymore, and that I expected her to act like an adult and be more reasonable. It was her birthday this weekend, and I got her tickets to an event featuring several performers, including her favorite artists in the first act. This time, as I'd already told her before, I didn't give her the extra 40-minute buffer. I expected her to remember our conversation and store that information in her head to plan accordingly.
Yeah, I would have still been like, hey, remember, we're leaving, it's at this time. I would have given her one last warning the day of, kind of, but...
Right.
It seems a little mean to, like, hope she remembers something you said, like, a week ago.
On her birthday, too.
Yeah. Also, yeah, on her birthday. That is an asshole move. Okay, continue.
Instead, she did her whole influencer routine, decorating our room, setting up studio lights, dressing up, and taking photos. The whole time, I knew she was missing out on her favorite artist because she didn't take me seriously. It was so ironic that I didn't even feel like reminding her. I'm done with the mental burden of always rushing and planning. We arrived, and she realized what had happened. She got upset and started crying, asking how I could do this to her on her birthday. She said it seemed like I was liking the rise it got from her and asking why I couldn't set my ego aside for one day. I told her this was on her. I'd already made it clear I wasn't going to rush anymore, and she should have listened the first time and expected me to follow through, unlike her. I said the whole point of the event was to see the performances of those she said the whole point of the event was to see the performances of those artists who we just missed. She was incredibly upset and kept crying off and on during the event. The ride home was awkward. I was in the downstairs restroom when she texted me saying I wasn't welcome in the bedroom that night. I ignored her message and went in while she was changing. She looked like she wanted to kill me, and I simply told her that her saying I'm not welcome was irrelevant because it's in my room too. If she's uncomfortable, she could take the couch. She ended up leaving to visit her mom, and I'm considering whether I was an asshole.
I'm going to go with yes on this one because he didn't remind her the day of. I would have given one last warning. It's her birthday. This is so mean to do it on her birthday to, like, a big event. Like, if you're going to do this on a less important...
Like a family barbecue?
Yeah, a family barbecue or something. Like, not like a concert that she's been looking forward to. And she misses the only people that she's there to see, you know? And also, like, telling her that she can go sleep on the couch on her birthday? That's so mean!
I didn't even think about that part.
I would have gone to my parents, too. I'd been like, no. I mean, okay, I do kind of feel like whoever has the problem, like, should be the one to sleep on the couch, like, normally, but it's her birthday!
I have to say, like, yeah, I understand putting your foot down, but also, like, you're married to this person. Just remind them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that big of a deal to be like, hey, you know, it's at this time. I'm not gonna nag you. That's not too hard of a thing.
Also, kind of annoying that she's always doing the influencer picture taking thing, though, too. Like, I feel like that takes forever to set up.
It does.
Photos.
I mean, she's setting up lighting and decorating the room, and I'm like, that is a whole thing. That's like, you need to fake that in the morning almost.
Yeah, like, you need to give yourself, like, 2 extra hours if you want to take pictures, and she's obviously not doing that. So I would be annoyed that, like, she's doing the influencer thing and stuff. But, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, kind of like, is this her job? Is she trying to make a career out of it? Or?
I mean, it sounds like she is trying to make it a career, so, like, I can't fault her for being at the start. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's not like You can say, like, hey, you're not making money at this yet, so it's not as important if you're trying to turn it into something.
Yeah.
That's just as important as when you have turned it into something.
Yeah. I always tell you, like, 45 minutes early.
Yeah, I know. You give me the real time, though. And then you're like, hey, we should be ready at this time.
Yeah.
You give me an estimate of when we should leave, which usually helps me a lot.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, the event is at this time, and I give the correct time. I'm like, but we should be ready to leave at this time, and then I give you like half an hour before I actually want to leave.
I usually hit the time.
You're usually like 10 minutes late.
Yeah.
So
close enough.
If it's something important.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes for less important things, you are much later. I can't get you out of bed sometimes, man.
Yeah, that's fair. Those things are less important, though.
True.
So, a little bit asshole-ish, but she
had it coming, but he picked a really bad time to do it, and so that makes him an asshole. Okay, next story. Am I the asshole for telling my mom and dad that they have to get their noses pierced if they want to see my daughter again?
I'm leaning towards yes.
That seems like an asshole thing, but I feel like she must have a really good reason.
Uh-huh.
Because that's pretty extreme.
That sounds extreme. I mean, this person's obviously good at writing a title, right?
Yes. Okay. My husband and I traveled down to Mexico to visit my family. I am an American citizen and my mom and dad are not. My mom and dad got my daughter earrings for her birthday. My daughter's ears are not pierced. She is only 1 year old.
Okay.
I feel like you know where this is going.
A lot of things, yeah.
Okay. I told them that I would save them for her until she was old enough to get her ears pierced. We left my daughter with my parents while we went to meet up with some friends. When we went to pick up my daughter from my mom, she showed us that we didn't need to wait because they had taken her to get her ears pierced.
Okay, yeah, this is
Now we're leaning towards
I can't leave you alone with grandma.
I got my daughter and dragged my husband out of there before he lost his shit. We went back to our hotel. I am furious. My husband said that my parents are not allowed to spend time alone with my daughter ever again. I went farther. I said that they would not be bringing her or any other kids we might have down here to see my parents. We checked out 3 days early and went home. On the way home, my parents were calling me to see when we were coming over. I ignored all the calls and texts until we were back home in Phoenix. We took a couple of days to think things over and cool down. I finally called them and asked them not to speak until I was done talking. I told them that my husband and I are upset with them for getting our baby's ears pierced without permission. I told them that we went back home and probably wouldn't be visiting for a while. They said that my sister and I both had pierced ears when we were babies and that it did not harm us. I said that we were not going to change our minds. They started getting everyone, including my grandmother, to call me and say that I was being ridiculous.
There's always the point in the family stories where the mom gets everybody in the family to call them.
Yes.
Like,
she wants other people on her side.
Yeah, she wants other people on her side. Like, hey, I'm playing the grandma card.
I talked to my husband and we came up with a compromise. We agreed that we would resume visits, but not alone time with them if they both got their noses pierced. They said that we are being stupid and that they are not going to do that. I said no problem and hung up. We have started blocking anyone who tries to call us and give us shit for denying my parents their right to see my daughter. Okay, that really bugs me when grandparents are like, I have a right to see my grandchildren. No, you don't. They're not your kids.
It's one of those extreme. It's extreme to have your nose pierced. Like, it's one of those things where, like, maybe eventually forgive them.
Okay, it's extreme, but it gets your point across.
It gets your point across. Like, this is sort of the foot down. Like, I'd say not the asshole.
I say not the asshole, but, like, do not expect your parents to get their noses pierced, and eventually, in a few years, once they apologize, or maybe not a few years, I don't know, but eventually, if they apologize and they realize their mistake, allow them to see your grandchild again. I still wouldn't do alone time with a baby.
This is putting your foot down. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, you're giving them an extreme, being like, hey, I'm mad. This will make my madness go away quicker. Mm-hmm. Or you can wait until whenever.
Also, like, getting your ears pierced is, like, a lot of people think it's no big deal. It kind of is. And, like, that's... I know a lot of people get their baby's ears pierced. And if you decide to do that, I would think that you wanted to be there. The parent, the mom, whatever, wanted to be there for that experience. So, one, you're taking that experience away from the mother. And then if she didn't even want it, and they knew she didn't want it, to go and, like, do it behind her back is, like, a huge betrayal.
Being like, well, we don't want to do that yet. And then, like, going behind the parent's back and being like, well, like, I know better.
Yeah. Also, like, if they decide, like, if the parents decide they don't want the baby's ears pierced and they take it out, that's, like, it's still damaged. There's gonna be scar tissue there. I have 3 holes, and my top 2 have closed up, and you can still feel, like, a tunnel of scar tissue through my ear, and I don't think they can re-pierce in the same place again. So if they take the baby's earrings out now and it heals not perfectly, they can't get it re-pierced in the same spot when she does decide she wants her ears pierced. So at that point, what do? Do you leave the earrings in? Or do you take them out and let your baby's ears heal? But then maybe she can't get them pierced where she, like, in the correct spot when she grows up and wants them? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how that works with when they're 1.
Yeah.
Like, scar tissue probably heals differently when you're 1, but I don't know.
It does. I don't know. That's like a permanent change that they just made to your baby.
You put 2 holes in my baby. But yeah, so I gotta say, not the asshole.
I say not the asshole, and also a level of petty that I can get behind.
Yeah, apparently we're just a petty couple. I agree with that. Moving on?
Moving on.
Okay. Am I the asshole for challenging my stepdad and winning? This is a hard one to guess from the title.
I'm gonna know not the asshole. If you win, you win, and you deserve to win, right? If he cheated, maybe the asshole, but no. He just hurt his stepdad's feelings, because he won.
It's a female, I believe.
Oh, she. Okay.
I, 19 female, live with my mom and stepdad, who got married 3 years ago. My mom is amazing, but my stepdad, Eric, is one of those people who always needs to be right. He'll argue over the dumbest things, like how to pronounce pecan, or whether a hot dog is a sandwich.
Pecan. Pecan?
Pecan.
Pecan.
Pecan?
Pecan.
Either one. Also, I love the argument, is a hot dog a sandwich? I use it to start when the conversation is dull. I'll take whatever side the other person doesn't say.
Devil's advocate.
Yeah, that's how you keep the conversation moving.
Conversation.
I agree. Probably there's a dumber examples, but that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, we had family over for dinner, and my mom made her famous lasagna. It's her thing. Like, people beg for it at Thanksgiving. Eric, as usual, was in one of his moods and started talking about how he was the real chef in the house. I was already rolling my eyes internally, but then he said, honestly, I should have made the lasagna tonight. I could have done it way better. I laughed.
Why didn't he?
Yeah,
if you think you should have made it, then go ahead and make it. Feel free. Yeah. I bet the mom would have loved that. Yeah, someone else cooking. Okay.
Maybe. I mean, like, it's her famous lasagna.
Oh, true.
You gotta prove it outside of Thanksgiving before you can get to the big game.
Mm.
I laughed. Out loud. Probably louder than I meant to. He shot me this look like I just insulted his entire ancestry. He got real serious and said, "You don't even know how to cook. You're a kid. You'd burn water if you tried." Now, this is where I might have messed up. Instead of letting it go, I said, "Oh yeah? If you're so confident, how about a lasagna off?" I thought it was a joke, but my mom, bless her soul, immediately jumped in and was like, "That's actually a great idea. Let's do it this weekend."
Do you think the mom wanted to take her husband down a peg?
I believe so, yes. That would be my guess. Like, hey, wait, you're insulting my famous lasagna?
Yeah.
By saying you could do it better? No one does lasagna better than me.
Mm.
And now I have somebody else to take the blame. So Saturday rolls around, and we each make our own lasagna. Mine, I crushed it. My mom even helped a little, but I mostly did it myself.
Is the mom helping cheating?
Yes, I think so. But, like, it also reinforces that the mom
is on the daughter's
mom is on
side.
the daughter's
She wants to take her husband down a peg.
This is
for always, one-upping everyone.
right.
I hate a one-upper.
Yeah. She's like, I like this guy. I want to stay with him, but also I need her to win this contest. Eric, on the other hand, got cocky and decided to improve his recipe, adding weird stuff like barbecue sauce and mushrooms.
No, don't mess with the recipe during a competition. That's not time to experiment.
You gotta freestyle it. He knows what he's doing. Who even does that? When we did a blind taste test with the family, mine won unanimously. Almost like the
because he put barbecue sauce in it. Barbecue sauce doesn't belong in a lasagna.
Almost like the family wants it to taste like the family lasagna.
Oh, true, yeah.
Eric was furious. He accused me of cheating, saying my mom must have helped way more than she admitted. He even said the family was biased against him.
Well, yeah, because they like their mom's recipe, and he went and did something totally different. Yeah.
Nobody likes the family recipes that you marry into. No. At least not at first. My mom told him to chill, but he stormed out of the room. Later, my stepbrother texted me saying I humiliated his dad, and I should have just let him win. He said I was being immature and that I should apologize, but why? It's not my fault he's a sore loser, right?
You'd never let someone win, because they will, imagine if the stepdad had one. Mm-hmm. He would have never let her live that down. He would have lorded it over her for the rest of her life.
You'd have to eat barbecue lasagna
for the rest of your life. Oh, that's a tragedy.
Yeah.
But and especially if he's a one-upper, you don't let them win. That's a bad idea.
Right. Yeah, no, you especially in a food contest, I feel like that's even more important. And it's your stepdad.
Yeah, if you let someone win in a food contest and the food is bad, you'll be eating that food for the rest of your life, and that's terrible.
That's a real tragedy. Yeah.
Okay, this one I feel a personal connection to. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend to suck it up around my clown figurines?
Oh. You're probably the asshole. I am a little biased due to your extreme fear of clowns.
I want to say he's the asshole because I'm so scared I can't talk. Anyone who has clown figurines is automatically the asshole, in my opinion.
In a post-Stephen King world.
No. But also, if the girlfriend knew he had clown figurines going into this relationship,
oh, geez,
she cannot complain about them now.
The figurines are such an important thing to hit them that, I don't know, I'd go into the relationship and be like, well, it's a figurine. I can make them throw it out later. It can't... What in our house is so important that I can't convince you to throw it out?
Figurines, plural.
Okay, they
he
have
must
a collection.
Be really into them.
Oh, that's terrifying. Of all the things you can be really into.
Okay, I just gotta say, though, if I was dating a man and found out he had clown figurines, I would immediately nope out of there. Nope. So I feel like if the girlfriend is still with him...
Okay, yeah, I gotta agree. If I'm dating a girl and she has a clown room, or so, I assume that he has some sort of display case.
You either get out immediately or you don't say anything about the clowns ever.
Yeah,
okay.
This is a decision you make early on once you find out about the clowns. Go ahead.
Okay,
go ahead.
To the actual story. Yes, we've only gotten to the title. Okay. Actual story. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend to suck it up around my clown figurines? Me, 26 male, and my girlfriend, 24 female, have been dating for 2 years. So we're deep into this relationship. Mm. Since we started dating, she's known that I love clowns. Is he a serial killer?
I don't. I've never met anyone who actually loves clowns.
I have several porcelain clowns displayed around my house on walls, hung from the ceiling on little swings, and on shelves. I adore these weird little creatures.
Oh, no. You think they're sitting on a swing? They're sitting on
a swing that is hanging from the ceiling.
So it is a clown room.
Yes.
Or
I think it's a clown house.
It's a clown house?
I think it's a clown house. Well, last week I bought 2 Venetian masks from the thrift store, and they're in great condition. I got them for a decent price, too. She hates them. She said they're creepy and give her bad vibes, whatever that means.
Oh,
whatever that means, come on, they give you bad vibes. They're creepy.
They're clown masks.
Yes,
like
I
the
think
kind,
so.
Like the kind you wear to rob a bank.
I think so.
Or to be in the Texas
but like
Chainsaw
Venetian
Massacre.
Antique
Yeah.
clown masks.
That's
yeah,
terrifying.
Porcelain. Oh, okay.
Okay. I don't think either of us are giving this person the benefit of the doubt, and I think that's fine.
I told her that I would take the masks down when she's staying the night, but I'm not getting rid of them. She told me that was fine. Yesterday, she got up and told me that we needed to talk. She told me that she's sick of seeing my weird decorations and clown toys everywhere, that they're ugly and creep her out. Fair. Okay. I asked her where this was all coming from because she's never mentioned my clowns before. And she said me bringing those ugly fucking masks into her home was her last straw. And my obsession with clowns was charming before, but now it's just disturbing.
Oh, wow. So she found it charming at one point.
Apparently.
That's... Sure. I mean... I don't know how to call that charming, but okay, yeah.
I told her that I would take the mask down when she was over, but one, this isn't our home, it's my apartment, so they're not living together. So this is totally his space.
That's a little fair. It is his space, but also you gotta give your girlfriend some.
Yeah.
They need a shelf, or
they need to be comfortable in your space. They need to be comfortable
coming over because that's your girlfriend.
Okay. And 2, she's known about the clowns for years, and to try and stop me from decorating my place how I please is controlling. She told me either get rid of some of them or we're done. I told her to just suck it up while she's here. And if she can't, then I'll come to her place every week. I mean, that seems like a fair compromise.
That does. I mean, like, she's also only saying get rid of some of them. It sounds like she mostly has a problem with these masks.
The new things.
Yeah.
Okay. But I do feel like this is going to be a problem down the road, because if they do move in together, he's going to want his creepy clowns, and she's not going to be okay with that.
Yeah, he's going to have a man cave that's just full of clowns.
Yeah. She didn't like that answer and called me a child before leaving. I texted her to apologize for telling her to suck it up about the clowns, but she hasn't responded to me. She thinks that's him being like a child. I feel like that was a pretty good, I'll just go to your place. Seems fair.
I mean... Yeah, maybe she's thinking more long term.
Yeah.
Like, she's not happy about the fact that she's even calling it our apartment. Like, it's maybe in her brain to start moving in at this point. I mean, they've been dating for a while.
2 years, yeah.
2 years, that's long enough that you'd consider moving in.
Okay, so am I the asshole for telling her to suck it up about my clown figurines? I am going with no. But you may just not be compatible with her if she cannot deal with this clown figurines. It's strange that this is coming 2 years into the relationship. You think she would have immediately noped out of there if she was not okay with the clowns. So
she clearly thought that the clowns were not this important to him at some point. Or just he finally crossed a line with the amount of clowns.
Also, I feel like maybe she thought it's okay that he's into clowns until she started thinking about moving in with him. Because now they're 2 years into a relationship. She might be ready to take the next step, but cannot deal with the fact that she might have to live with these clowns in her house.
And I think that he's obviously still collecting clowns.
There's gonna
be
more.
The masks are the breaking point.
Yeah.
There were more clowns acquired. I assume very strongly that there were more clowns acquired throughout this relationship, and then at some point, and then he's upgraded to hey, these are some life-sized clown faces on the wall, and she's like, okay, I
cannot deal with that.
I can't. You've gotten so much. The clowns just keep multiplying.
I want to know, are there any clowns in the bedroom? Because that I could not deal with that.
You really think there aren't?
Watching you sleep.
Right.
No. Anyways, we have an update. Edit/update. I wanted to clear up some things I saw in the comments. I had a small collection started by my grandparents when I was a baby. That's where I got my first swing jester. The collection has grown in the last 2 years to expand to common decor and not just dolls. So it has grown over the last 2 years.
And they're dolls, too, not just figurines.
I think, are dolls not figurines?
I assume when you tell me a figurine, I think like
Little
precious
statues?
moments. Yeah.
Not little, like, movable dolls?
Right.
Okay. Dolls and figurines,
Okay.
apparently. For the update, she saw the post, she read the comments, and called me today. She wasn't too happy about being called the asshole, but she apologized for being controlling. Turns out she wanted to see if I'd get rid of my collection if it meant keeping her. Like it was some relationship test. Ooh, I hate relationship tests. That makes her the asshole.
Yeah, I don't like a relationship test. Like, you gotta have a little faith in your partner.
Yeah.
But, especially when you're like, hey, get rid of this thing you like.
Yeah.
Like, it's me or your clowns. I know that you love them. Like, apparently, does this mean she's not actually bothered by the clowns?
I don't... Note, she really did hate the Venetian masks.
That is fair.
And didn't like that they were hanging above my bed. No, above the bed!
Oh, no, above the bed.
I would not be okay with that either. See, they're watching you!
I'm not okay with any, like... No, like, a mask is watching you. I don't like that above the bed.
You're in bed. Nope. Okay. I told her that if it came down between her needing me to get rid of them / sell them for expenses, then I would, of course, do that. But I'm not just going to get rid of my collection because someone says so. She asked if we could move on from this, and I told her no. I don't like that she tried to test my love by asking me to get rid of my collection. She left. We're officially broken up now. On the bright side, I can fill my house with more clown dolls. I even found a music box one online that I might get. Creepy clown music!
Oh, no. So he chose the clown life?
Yeah, thank you everyone for helping me figure out that I wasn't in the wrong, and to those saying I'm a serial killer for owning clowns, I've read quite a few comments from people collecting dead things. So I think I'm in the clear on that. Oh, I collect dead bugs.
You do collect dead bugs. I think that's way less creepy than clowns, though.
Yeah, dead bugs, like dead butterflies, pretty. Clown figurines, creepy. But, so yeah, he didn't like that she was testing their relationship, and I totally get that. I'm not down for testing.
I gotta say, also, but part of it is, like, there's more to this than this one instant, right? Like, they're testing the clown thing.
She's not okay with the Venetian masks.
This one argument was enough to break up.
Yeah.
I think there's gotta be a little more. It's hard to say that. I don't know if that's fair because the story, this is the context. We gotta judge off the context. But
I think as a clown figurine collector, the dating life must be very, very hard. Because I do not know many people that would not find a clown figurine filled apartment creepy,
Yeah, I mean, it definitely narrows your field of potential dates. Like, you don't even just have a room. It sounds like you're just have a lot
over the house,
hanging from the ceiling. Like is there a clown mobile above the bed? Is that what they're hanging?
I don't know. It swings.
Yeah, swings. I can't picture, like, I don't have words because I don't know what to say about the clown room. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, if I filled my whole house with something that I collect. Like, I have those little amiibos all over our living room.
But those aren't creepy.
They're not, and I feel like if you told me you don't want them displayed, I'd just tuck them.
Yeah.
More.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I don't know how to move on from the clown thing, but let's keep going. Am I the asshole for suing my neighbor after their kid trespassed and fell into my koi pond?
No, absolutely not. The asshole. Kids trespassing. That sounds terrible. Sue them.
As a kid, I was definitely the type. Me and my friend were definitely the types to just wander through everyone's yard.
You lived out in the country, though. That's totally different.
I guess. I wasn't that in the country. Like, it was a neighborhood in the country.
Would you wander into someone's fenced-in and closed-off yard?
Probably not.
See, it's just in the country no one has fences, so you just walk across their yard as a shortcut. Totally different than... I bet if you had a koi pond, it was fenced in. the yard was fenced in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we lived on a lake, so no one had a pond. I, 22 male, have a koi pond in my backyard. It's not just any koi pond. It's a full-blown, professionally designed Japanese garden with a bridge, waterfalls, and koi that cost more than my car. I'm talking $1,000 for a single fish.
Wow. Why is a fish so expensive?
It's when you get deep into a hobby like that, like you find out that there's like you can keep upgrading these fish.
I wish I had that kind of money.
It's just like it's like not. It's no longer just like, hey, I got some carp and put them in the koi pond. It's like I got the carp. Koi carp, right?
I don't know.
I think they're a species of carp.
Are goldfish carp?
Yes.
Then yes.
Okay. Maintaining this pond is my pride and joy. I've put years into this hobby, and my yard is securely fenced with no trespassing signs everywhere. Enter my neighbor, Karen, fake name but fitting. Karen has a son, let's call him Timmy, 8 male, who is notorious for wandering into other people's yards uninvited. I've talked to Karen multiple times about this, but she just brushes it off with, kids will be kids. Last week, while I was out running errands, I got a frantic call from Karen. Apparently, Timmy climbed over my fence to feed the fish, even though I have explicitly told him to stay out. In doing so, he slipped, fell into the pond, and destroyed part of my carefully maintained ecosystem. Several of my prized koi died due to stress, and the filtration system was damaged because of the debris Timmy kicked in. Luckily, Timmy wasn't seriously hurt, just a few scrapes, but Karen has been demanding I pay for his medical bills. She claims my pond is an attractive nuisance, and that I should have had a cover or something to prevent kids from falling in.
He had a fenced yard. The fence is what keeps the kids out.
Generally, I think like attractive nuisance is a thing in the legal system. I don't like it, but it is, and like I think a fence is technically enough to. I argued, 1, it's a private fenced property, and 2, her son had no business being there in the first place. When I refused to pay, Karen lost it and started bad-mouthing me to the whole neighborhood, calling me heartless and a terrible person. I've since filed a lawsuit against her for the cost of the koi, the damage to my filtration system, and repairs to my pond, over $5,000 in total. Some of my friends think I'm taking it too far, saying he's just a kid, but others agree that Karen should have been watching him better. So, am I the asshole for suing my neighbor and her kid trespassed and destroyed my koi pond?
No. She started it with the suing for the wanting him to pay the medical bills and stuff. And it's entirely her fault for not parenting her child that her child got into this trouble. So my parents put a pond, my mom put a pond in our backyard when I was little. It was just a tiny little 3 foot by 2 foot by 2 feet deep pond, but we had to put a lock on the gate just for safety reasons, so no kids in the neighborhood would wander in and fall in the pond and drown, and we didn't want to get sued.
For liability? Yeah,
just for liability reasons, and putting a lock on the gate was all we had to do. The yard was completely fenced in, lock on the gate, like a padlock,
So your mom actually did the research?
Yes, yeah. My mom was like, I don't want to get sued if any neighborhood kids fall in the pond. All you need for a body of water is fenced in with a lock gate. In Michigan, yes. Also, that was 25 years ago. So who knows? But so if he had it fenced in and hopefully locked, I think that this is entirely on Karen and Timmy, and he is not the asshole for suing because that cost a lot. He did so much money's worth of damage.
$5,000 in damage is a lot.
Well, if one fish is $1,000 and several died, and then they caved in the landscaping and the filtration system, that's got to be expensive.
Yeah, it's probably 4 fish died.
Yeah.
And the rest is just it's $5,000 worth of fish plus a couple hundred for the filtration system.
Yeah, so no, I'm going to say not the asshole. Karen needs to be a better parent. And how old was Timmy? 8?
8.
8 is old enough to
AITA's
to
old
learn.
enough to know that the neighbor has told you not to wander into their yard.
Yeah.
I did have one neighbor that's like, hey, don't come in my yard, because one of the other neighborhood kids had, like, broken something, and he then banned all the kids from his yard,
yeah.
which is, that happens. In hindsight, nobody liked him none of the kids liked him as at the time, but that
grumpy old man.
Now, grumpy old man.
And now we're like, yeah, totally, I get where he's coming
I get
from.
it. You gotta, yeah, like you get. I didn't go into his yard. Then you get told not to go into someone's yard, and you don't go in their yard anymore.
Yeah. So not the asshole.
I agree. Not the asshole. I obviously put a lot of effort into that koi pond.
All right. One last story, or do you have another one?
Let's do one more each.
This one is very drama-filled.
Oh, okay.
Am I the asshole for keeping no contact with my sister after her husband, my ex, died?
So sorry, say that one more time.
Am I the asshole for keeping no contact with my sister after her husband, my ex, died? So her sister married her ex.
Yeah, so they were obviously no contact while he was alive, it sounds like.
Yes.
And then now that he's dead, the sister wants to let be water under the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm capable of that, of resuming that, but I'm leaning towards no. But let's hear it.
When I, 22 female, was 14, I started dating Jace, who was 15 at the time. So she's 22 now. And when she was 14, she dated Jace, who was 15.
Okay. It does change it a little if they were like 14 and 15, okay. But let's find out.
We were together for 3 years.
That's a long time.
I think that changes it.
So she's 22 now.
Mm-hmm. She dated him from 14 to 17.
14 to 17. So there's only 5-year period where sister and Jace could date and get married. Okay.
We were together for 3 years. We'd known each other for years, and I always had the biggest crush on him. My sister Lauren, 23 female now, knew. She was one of my best friends, and I thought we told each other everything. But Lauren and Jace were cheating behind my back, and Lauren got pregnant.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know at first, and I was the first person she told, and I supported her. Must have only told her that she was pregnant, not that she was cheating.
I probably, yeah.
It was only after she told her parents and they pushed her to say who the father was that she confessed. I broke up with Jace, who didn't care. He was done with me and wanted Lauren anyways. While Lauren kept begging me to forgive her for hurting me and begging me to still be close to her. I refused, and when Lauren moved in with Jace and his family, it was a relief. My parents attempted to force forgiveness on me. They took me to a church therapist, and they had a number of talks with me about Lauren being my sister for life and Jace being just a high school boyfriend. All it did was push me away from my parents, and when I turned 18, I moved in with my grandma. I had very low contact with my parents and no contact with Lauren and Jace. They got married just before the baby was born, and I ignored the invite. I ignored when they had their first and then second kid. Lauren made several attempts to speak to me and apologize more, but I ignored them and told extended family that I wasn't going to change my mind. Some were quick to say I was a silly child, and I'd regret throwing my sister away. Others said I was so young, and we both were, and hurting people's feelings when you're young happens. Why couldn't I hate Jace and forgive Lauren? My grandma always said no one was making it better by pushing. I just want to say, why couldn't she forgive her sister but still hate Jace? I feel like Jace cheating on her, yeah, that's a betrayal, but her sister sleeping with her boyfriend is an even bigger betrayal.
That's a pretty big one, yeah. Like, you gotta stick with your sibling a little there. Like, she just took the boyfriend.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Grandma stood by me through all of this. When Lauren asked her to help pull off a surprise reunion so she could speak to me, my grandma turned her down. She told Lauren she wasn't coming to the house as long as I lived there, and she told her that she would not help her trick me or anything crazy like that. Go Grandma.
Grandma.
Grandma's the only one supporting her, right? Uh-huh. Some of the wider family, my parents included, are mad at Grandma, but she said if Lauren can have her mistakes forgiven and everyone else be allowed to feel and do what she wants, then I should be given the same grace. But it was argued always that the difference was that I was ending a relationship for good while Lauren had made a single mistake. What? A single mistake? She'd apparently been cheating with her sister's boyfriend for quite a while.
You think it was just the one time?
No, I don't think it was the one time. It sounds like it was...
Yeah, several mistakes with one person.
Several mistakes for quite over a period of time.
Turned into marriage.
I feel like Lauren is the one who threw away the sister relationship, not
Yeah,
OP
that was a decision.
Yeah. Grandma has been getting shit from so many people in the family who think I should have let go of the no contact now that Jace is dead. Wait, when did Jace die?
From the start.
Oh, I missed a paragraph. Last month, Jace died suddenly. Okay, last month, Jace died suddenly. I don't know what happened exactly, but Grandma got the call about it. Then more calls came and asked me to finally move on and speak to Lauren and support her as a sister should. I didn't. I didn't go to the funeral, and neither did Grandma, actually. She said even if she had wanted to, she knew the time would be spent trying to browbeat her into forcing me to reconcile with Lauren, and a funeral is not the place for that. So she was removing herself from that. Grandma has been getting shit from so many people in the family who think that I should have let go of the no contact now that Jace is dead. Since I never answer any family members who think I need to forgive Lauren, they go through her. I hate that she deals with it, but she doesn't block them because she said... But she doesn't block them because she wants to see just how far they'll go with her. She said they're helping her trim down her will, which I find funny. And I love Grandma's humor. Grandma's awesome.
Yeah, Grandma's a character. I guess that's like my grandma.
But I feel awful that she's getting the abuse the rest of the family can't give me. It made me want to ask if I'm the asshole for keeping the no contact going with Lauren, and if people outside my family think I'm a monster. I have the support of friends and also some family. It's just, I know we were really young when all of this happened. I know that Jace cheated with Lauren. He would have done it with anyone. So I know it's not like we'd have lasted like I imagined, but Lauren doing it to me just makes it worse because I loved and trusted and was there for her. So she betrayed me and even leaned on me when their cheating led to a pregnancy. Ever since I found out, I wish she wasn't my sister. I could never see even a civil relationship for us in the future, but I'm aware that it might make people think I'm the asshole and not her, especially now that Jace has died. So, am I the asshole?
Oh, jeez.
I'm going no, because just because Jace died, it doesn't erase the betrayal that her sister did to her.
Oh man, this
is a messy situation.
That is a messy situation. Yeah, I agree with that one. I gotta say, you feel how you feel. You're not the asshole, but you don't go to the funeral and make it and figure and hash things out there.
That's not the place to do it.
That's not the place for it. And so I feel like it's after if you eventually get to that point, it's going to be later.
I get that they were very young, like they were all teenagers when this happened, but the sister was 18. That is old enough to know that cheating... Well, I guess she wasn't cheating. She was sleeping with her sister's boyfriend, though. Uh-huh. So the boyfriend was cheating. That's old enough to know that is not okay.
That's old enough to know that could end a relationship.
Yeah. And I feel like the sister made her choice. Like, she chose Jace over her sister, so...
Yeah. I mean, I gotta say, like, this is obviously a very messy situation. It's a tough one, definitely. I don't even know what to say about it. Like, what do you do? What do you do in this situation?
I don't know.
There's kids involved too, which is which makes it like you've got
siblings, partners are always off limits. Siblings, ex-partners are always off limits. It's just
at some point you probably want to meet your
nephews
and nieces, nephew and niece, whatever they have.
Nibblings.
Yeah. I hate that word, but yeah.
I know you hate it. Nibblings. Messy situation, and but I say not the asshole. Jace dying doesn't erase the betrayal that your sister did, so that's not a good reason to break the no contact,
Yeah, I think it's got to be a little more natural than that, or like the sister needs to... I don't think the sister
is even sorry.
It sounds like no. Or just like, sorry, but I do like him. So I was keeping him up to that point, and now it's like,
Yeah.
and now the family. Was it the family or the sister that wanted her to forgive her, and now that Jace passed?
All sister and the family.
Sister and the family? It
Yeah.
wasn't just the family being like, you should go and support her?
No, it was the sister, too.
Oh, okay, that's...
I mean, the sister tried to ambush her with surprise meetings to make her forgive her over
That
the
was
years.
before Jace
that was
passed.
before Jace passed.
That's what I was wondering, is like the sister's not using the funeral as an excuse to try to get them back together.
I don't know.
So that's the other thing, is like, is her showing up at the funeral even going to be wanted? But Grandma didn't go either. I don't know. It's just, this is the family drama that everybody
I
is
love
on.
drama, but I'm so glad I don't like drama when it happens to me.
I
I love other people's drama.
This is a lot of drama right at this one. This is one of those situations that stresses you out.
It's a soap opera.
I get, yeah, it is a soap opera. All right, my last one's a bit of a short one. Am I the asshole for announcing our pregnancy at my brother's wedding after he proposed at mine?
I'm going not the asshole. He had it coming. I hate when people use other people's weddings to make their own announcements. It's not about you. It's about the happy couple.
Yep, it's about the happy couple. It's secretly just about the bride. But just shut up and do it later.
But it sounds like brother. If someone did it to you, you doing it back to them is totally acceptable.
Yeah, that's
and deserved. Because we're petty and we like being petty.
We love petty and we like petty revenge, yeah. My brother said he was going to propose at my wedding. I told him no, that it was a day about myself and my wife, and we did not want any distractions. My mom lost her shit. She said he wanted family he might not see again for a while to be a part of the proposal. I said I did not give a shit, and that if he did it, I would have him kicked out. He did it, and my mom said if I tried kicking him out, she would leave too.
Well, we know who the favorite is.
That's definitely true. We definitely
know
Mom
who
has,
Mom's favorite is.
Mom has a favorite. It's the brother. And I've never been the type of person who's like, I want family involved in my proposal.
Oh my gosh, no.
I
don't want an audience for that.
I don't want an audience. I don't want any pressure on this person, for one.
Yeah,
Like,
I hate public proposals because I feel like that puts pressure on the person to say yes.
I literally took you into the woods.
Yes.
No one could bother us.
All alone with just a chipmunk and a squirrel.
Right.
Some birds watching.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be. Alone, private, just the two lovebirds.
Yeah, and then you go back and tell the family, and they can be involved. And like, hey, you could have proposed before the wedding. And been like at the wedding being like, yay, like, we're engaged too.
I still feel like that's a little bit like stealing the bride's thunder is, oh, look, I got engaged yesterday.
It's unavoidable, though, because your uncle's going to come up and be like, what's new with you? And you're like, well, we got engaged.
So I feel like you should do it the day after the wedding at like the post-wedding brunch.
I guess. Maybe do it. What's the time? It's not like, I don't mean like do it like the day before or at the post-wedding brunch even, but like, do it like you're obviously thinking about it. If you really want the family involved, or move it up a month. Mm-hmm. And then you're like, well, it's a month. You can't have that much space.
Yeah.
I just remember seething inside. My brother got married last weekend. Instead of a welcome to the family toast, I used the time to announce that we were expecting our first baby.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the level of petty right there. I apparently they're like the best man or something.
If you can't take it, don't dish it.
Mm-hmm. And the brother even's like, well, I got away with it. I'm gonna let this person have a speech, as if nothing could go wrong. My mom was upset, but my grandmother told her to sit down and shut up.
Yes.
Grandma's always the person who tells mom to stop. We spent most of the reception talking to family we would not see again for a while about our coming baby. So it's even like the same reasoning.
Yep.
My mom says I was an asshole for taking attention away from my brother on his wedding day.
Mom so has a favorite. She is so obvious about it.
Mom's not subtle at all. She got really mad when I reminded her that she threatened to leave my wedding if I kicked him out after he proposed. I have the screen cap of the text messages. So
he's showing the proof.
Yeah, he's got the proof. But yeah, are they the asshole?
No, absolutely not. He's just serving back what his brother gave to him. It's totally...
Yeah, that's like...
His brother deserved it.
I want to know how long they were sitting on the pregnancy announcement.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, was the wife showing, being like...
just waiting to announce it until the wedding.
Like, going in there with, like, a 6 months pregnant.
We haven't announced it, though, because we're waiting for the wedding.
You have to hide. Yeah, I agree. Not the asshole.
Totally not the asshole. Mom has a favorite. Grandma's awesome for standing up for,
Yeah,
grandmas are always awesome.
Grandmas are always awesome. All right. I think that was our last one.
All right. That's the end of the first episode of Josh and Kristie Stealing the Internet. Give us a like and follow, and check back later for more Reddit stories.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys. We're trying to figure it out as we go, but, thanks for joining us on this journey.